It's been over a year since the mysterious death of little 4-year-old Anthony Upshaw Jr. of Detroit. The baby boy went into cardiac arrest while at home with his parents. He was transported to the hospital where he passed away. A medical examiner indicated that fentanyl was found in the baby's system, but no one knew how it got there, turning the active investigation into a cold case. Well, now, Anthony's 40-year-old mother came forward. She's been holding a secret since April 2022. That's when the situation occurred. Turns out she's got information about what happened to the baby boy, and she's opening up to police. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell to select all updates. If you're watching from Detroit, especially the West Side, drop Detroit below in the comments. In the early evening of April 10th, 2022, Siobhan Boone was alone in her child's bedroom in the family home on Fitzgerald Court in Detroit. She was there with her 4-year-old son, Anthony, when he went into cardiac arrest. The child's father was in another room sleeping when he woke up from Siobhan screaming. That's when the father went into his son's bedroom upstairs and found Anthony Jr. unresponsive. Baby Anthony's father started giving him chest compressions as 911 was called. The 4-year-old was transported to a local hospital where he was treated, but unfortunately he did not survive. The medical examiner indicated that fentanyl was found in his system, but because it was unknown at the time how it got there, the cause and manner of death was indeterminate. Well, after a year of no movement in the case, the mother, Siobhan, called 911 on May 19, 2023. She was picked up and transported to the Detroit Police Homicide Section, where she turned herself in for the murder of baby Anthony. Siobhan confessed to detectives that she was alone in the child's room when she gave her 4-year-old son narcotics that caused him to go into cardiac arrest. The same day, officers placed Siobhan under arrest, and 2 days later, on May 21st, 2023, she was charged with multiple felonies in connection to the death of 4-year-old Anthony Upshaw Jr.
Our other top story, a mother charged with murder for giving her 4-year-old son a deadly dose of fentanyl. Investigators say that boy went into cardiac arrest and died. It happened last year, but his mother is just now facing charges for it. Our Sean Lay is following this case from Detroit's West Side. And Sean, just kind of walk us through what we know now that these charges have been filed.
Well, Jason, this case is taking the breath away of parents here on the West Side where it took place, behind me, and all across as news breaks about this. Parents just can't believe what the motivation may be for a mom to admit that she gave narcotics laced with fentanyl to her 4-year-old on purpose with no motive. But here's exactly what we know right now. It happened here at the Franklin Village Apartments off of West Chicago on Detroit's West Side the night of April 10th. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says this mom, Siobhan Caprice Boone, was upstairs in their unit with her 4-year-old son, Anthony. Anthony's father was woken up by Boone's screams. Little Anthony was apparently in cardiac arrest. His father gave chest compressions. 911 was called. Medics and then doctors at the hospital tried to save the little boy, but it was too late. The medical examiner indicated that fentanyl was found in Anthony's system, but because it was unknown at the time how it got into his system, the cause and manner of death here was indeterminate. Fast forward to this past Friday, May 19th, that same mother, Siobhan Boone, called 911 and was transported to the Detroit Police Homicide Section, where she turned herself in for the murder of her son, Anthony. It's alleged that she was alone in her child's bedroom when Boone says she gave her little boy narcotics, causing little Anthony to go into cardiac arrest and die. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy, in a statement to Local 4, quote, "There was an unexpected turn of events that brought us to these charges. Everyone deserves not to be forgotten. This child is no longer a cold case statistic. We will bring justice to Anthony and his family." Back here live on the West Side, not doing a very good job explaining the date, the timeline here. We're talking about April 10th of last year, and the mom apparently overcome with guilt or grief over this. More than a year later, Jason calls 911 and then turns herself in and says she's the one who provided that fentanyl. It was unclear how Anthony got it all this time, over a year, and now she is facing these charges. Already been arraigned. Here are the charges: first-degree felony murder, child abuse first degree, and delivery of a narcotic causing death. Jason already being arraigned, and she's being held right now without bond. Back to you.
All right, Sean.
A probable cause hearing is scheduled for May 31st, and her preliminary examination is on June 7th, both before Judge Kenneth King. Word is that Siobhan has multiple children from multiple men, about 4, and she was saddled with guilt and frustration since she's been in a battle for her other kids that were allegedly taken away from her by the state due to the incident that happened with the 4-year-old. She's very familiar with family court because she's been going there for years, placing her multiple baby daddies on child support. But her latest family court case, where she was the respondent in 2022, it came just months after the death of her 4-year-old son. And now the 40-year-old mother is going through criminal court after confessing that she was the one responsible for the fentanyl that the medical examiner found in baby Anthony in April 2022 after he passed away. I don't know what's going on with these modern women, but I've seen so many cases within the last year of mothers giving their children this substance, which is very dangerous and lethal even for adults, and they're obviously intentionally giving this to their children.
An arrest warrant has been issued for a 33-year-old mother from Carrick after her baby boy died earlier this year. The Allegheny County medical examiner determined there were drugs in his system.
A guilty verdict in the trial of a local mother accused of killing her 18-month-old daughter after she put fentanyl in the girl's sippy cup.
But what I am sure of is that that fentanyl was put in a sippy cup and there was liquid mixed into it and it was given to Charlotte, and that's how she died.
I have no knowledge to how fentanyl got in my daughter's sippy cup.
In April of last year, police say 23-year-old Janaea Pratt called 911 after finding her 17-month-old daughter, Charlotte Nappertally, unresponsive in their East Hills apartment.
Sherry Jordan had custody of her grandchild, and deputies say she admitted to leaving the child with their mother, Joyce Stover, for around 30 minutes. Stover has a history of drug arrests across York, Lancaster, and Chester counties. Jordan returned home, and within an hour, the baby was found in its crib, Stover screaming as she realized what was going on.
Yeah, so many cases. And in a lot of instances, they barely release the information. They hide these cases, the mug shots, everything. It's sad that this woman had to literally confess. She had to snitch on herself in order to be charged. If she would have kept that secret to herself, it's a high possibility that she would have never been charged with anything. It's a lot of dangerous, toxic women keeping secrets to themselves, secrets that if they let them out, it will expose them as cold-blooded killers, whether they directly took a life or they set someone up for their life to be taken. In this case, this woman here, Siobhan, took out her own 4-year-old son. And something tells me that they knew it was her, but because she was the mother, they didn't go hard on pursuing charges. It was her conscience that ate her up instead. If they thought the father was responsible, they would have locked him up first and then tried to get admission of guilt second. But I really hope that since they have a confession, Kim Worthy, please do not offer this woman a plea deal or reduce charges. She told on herself, you already have what you need to get a conviction, so hold her accountable and keep her locked up forever. She should not be able to have contact with her other children, and she should not be able to get out on parole later. This was a full-grown woman. At the time of the murder, she was 39 years old. She's 40 years old now. There's no excuse for this whatsoever, and she cut baby Anthony's life short. Sad part is he almost didn't get any justice because no one wanted to hold her accountable. But hey, the Most High had other plans for Siobhan. He broke her down and made her tell on herself. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. What do you think about this growing trend we're seeing of women in America deleting their children with substances? Shout out to everyone supporting the channel, SL, Dark Power, Ken, and Jossie. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.